Hi everyone, thanks for joining us. My name is Melissa at the North Grove Community Food Center, and today I'm going to walk you through how to make a 3-bean salad recipe, one of our top favorite at the cafe, the Good Food Cafe. The nice thing about this recipe is that it is really fast to put together, it's affordable, it's nutritious, delicious, versatile, and uses very few ingredients. We're just going to go through the utensils that you'll need for the recipe. The first thing is a medium to large size bowl. That will be used to mix our salad in. A box grater, just to grate our carrots for the salad, and a plate to catch the carrot. And a bowl, any size bowl really will do. What we're going to do is we're going to take our fresh green beans from the farm and we're going to put them in here and cook them in the microwave for a little bit just to get them a little bit softer. And then we have a sieve here. You could use a colander, whatever you have. We're just going to use it to wash our vegetables as well as drain our beans. Can opener to open our beans. We have a liquid measuring cup here just to measure our zucchini and string beans. And mixing spoon and a chef knife and a cutting board. The equipment for our bean salad dressing will be a 1 tablespoon measure, a teaspoon measure, half teaspoon measure, and a 1/4 teaspoon measure. We have a liquid measuring cup and just a jar with a lid. So the ingredients for the salad, we have green and purple beans, and we have kidney beans, chickpeas, zucchini, an onion, and a carrot. And the ingredients for the dressing, cider vinegar, vegetable oil, sugar, salt, pepper, garlic powder, dill. So normally when I make this salad, or any salad, I tend to make the dressings first and just get it out of the way. So I think that's what we'll do today. We'll start with our cider vinegar. The recipe calls for 3/4 cup of vinegar. So we'll take our measuring cup and measure. And if you didn't have cider vinegar, you could use just a white vinegar as well. Cider vinegar tends to be a bit more mild. So into the jar. Next is the oil, 1/4 cup. And we're just using a vegetable oil, a neutral oil. You could use olive oil or a combination of vegetable and olive oil if you wish. So we're just going to put that into the jar. We're going to add our sweetener. So bean salads, the classic bean salad tends to be a bit sweeter. If you don't like a lot of sweetness, you can adjust the sweetness by all means. The recipe calls for 2 to 3, so we're going to add 2. And then a half a teaspoon of salt, flavor, and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and a teaspoon of garlic powder. And if you had fresh garlic, by all means use that. Just for speed, I'm just going to use this today. And then dill. We have some dried dill that we'll use. If you had fresh dill, you could use that, or any other dried herb that you had that you think would go well. You should use that. Thyme is another good one. Oregano. You could just experiment. So I'm just going to put the 1 tablespoon of dill in there. And put the cover on, and then just give it a good shake. You want to shake it pretty vigorously. You just want to make sure all of that sugar has dissolved. You'd want to taste that, and if it is at the right sweetness for you, and just adjust it, and that's your dressing. So now we're going to make the bean salad recipe. We've gone ahead and washed the beans ahead of time, and right now we're just going to take off the stems and chop them and microwave them for a little bit just to get rid of some of the rawness and just to tenderize them a little bit. So I'm just going to go through them. A lot of the stems have been taken off, but just remove these stems here. So I've made this salad myself before, and I've not cooked the beans. I've just put them in. I've cut them quite small and put them in the salad. And what happens over time, the more it marinates, when the dressing is added, it softens the beans. So that is an option for those who are interested. Another option is if you don't have access to these beans at home, you could use frozen, and I would probably just cook them a little bit before adding them to the salad. Or you could use canned green beans as well. And you don't need to have the purple beans either. They're nice and special to have, but if you don't have them, you could always just use whatever it is that you have. So I'm just going to cut them into probably 3/4 inch pieces. And that should do it. So let's take our measuring cup. Perfect. Okay, so I'll put them in here. And I'm just going to add a little bit of water, probably just like 2 tablespoons or so. And just put it, and cover it with a plate, or you can cover it with saran wrap, whatever you have handy. And we'll just put it in the microwave for about 4 minutes or so. So here are our beans. After about 4 minutes in the microwave, you can just test them to see if they're the texture that you like. If not, you can just pop them back in the microwave. You'll notice if you are using the purple beans that the color has disappeared and they've sort of turned into green beans, but they're still just as delicious. So now we're going to turn to our zucchini. The recipe calls for 2 cups of zucchini. We're just going to top and tail it to get rid of the stem and the root. And don't worry too much about getting things an equal size. Just aim for all the components of the salad to be roughly the same size. The nice thing about this recipe too is if you didn't have zucchini on hand, you could use, or even carrot for that matter, you could use red pepper, green pepper. You could use celery is really nice in this salad. Tomatoes, a cucumber, we've got lots of those growing in the garden, so they would be really a nice addition to the salad. Really, whatever it is that you have, any vegetable would work well. So yeah, that's about 2 cups. And then it's our onion. So any onion will do as well. So if you had a red onions tend to be milder, or green onions, you could use those as well. We're just going to use just a yellow onion. So this recipe does call for 1 whole onion, but if you're not an onion fan, you can use however much of it you like. And our last ingredient of the salad is the carrot. I'm not going to bother peeling it. I gave it a good wash at the beginning, but feel free to peel yours if you'd like. And if you didn't have a carrot, you could add something else, as I mentioned earlier, or you could just leave it out as well. It's just really nice. It adds nice color and extra nutrition. So I'm just going to use the largest hole in the box grater. And just stop before you get to the very end. Just watch your fingers. And that's that. So now we're going to put our salad together. So we're going to add our green beans. And once I took them out of the microwave and I checked to see if they were done, I strained the water off them. So I'm going to just put those in the bowl. Kidney beans. These are just a kidney bean, but you feel free to use whatever bean you have hanging around in your pantry, in your cupboard, and then just put them in the strainer. And then just give them a quick rinse. And the idea here is you just want to sort of, you don't have to rinse them too long, just to get the thick sort of liquid off them. And you just want to make sure that they're drained well, because any extra water is going to just dilute your dressing. And our chickpeas, our zucchini, our onion. And carrot. And then we can add our dressing. Just give it a good shake before you add it. Just you'll find that the sugar will settle to the bottom. And then just add it. And if you like a salad with more dressing, you can add the whole thing, or if you like less dressing, if you prefer less dressing, you can just add just half of it or 3/4 of it and stir and then taste and just go from there. So we're just going to stir it. Just toss it well. I think it could use the rest of the dressing, so I'll just add that. And that's the salad. It will last, it'll stay in the fridge for up to a week, and it really does get better with age. As longer it sits, the more flavorful it becomes. Thanks everyone for joining me today. Hope to see you soon.